Good evening, welcome to ITV News. This is Thursday night's calendar.
And here are tonight's main stories. But first tonight, students across the region today welcome the news that teacher assessments will replace A-level and GCSE exams this summer. Thousands of youngsters have lost out on months of face-to-face tuition because of the pandemic.
But the Education Secretary today promised that students will be judged on what they have been taught and not what they may have missed. Pupils will also get their grades earlier in August than usual to give them more time to appeal if they want to. Chris Kiddie reports.
Now, two former alcoholics who formed a running club to help their recovery are encouraging other addicts to join them in a bid to boost mental health. Dean Smith and Jamie Heselden set up the Recovery Runners Group in Leeds and now have members all over the country who find getting out in their local area helps their well-being. Oh, poor Len, poor guy. Homeowners from across our region who face crippling bills to fix fire safety problems in the wake of the Grenfell Tower disaster say they won't give up their fight. It comes after the government headed off a cross-party challenge to protect Leeds. ITV's Tonight programme will this evening look at what measures are in place to help victims and examine the work of authorities to drive down levels of petty crime. And we should warn you, this report from Matt Price starts with images of police officers coming under attack in West Yorkshire. Well, now to a problem which can't really be called antisocial, but walkers who don't stick to designated footpaths are potentially costing farmers hundreds of pounds. An increase in the numbers taking fresh air when they can has led to some crops being destroyed as walkers have been trampling crops to avoid mud. Thank you very much, Mary. Now, the speed of the coronavirus vaccine rollout has led to a surge in over 50s booking holidays. That's according to many travel operators.
With the government announcing a roadmap out of lockdown earlier this week, leisure trips in England could be possible by April and abroad by the middle of May. And it's thought older travellers, hang on, over 50s, older, steady on, could be regaining the confidence to travel safely.
Nick Smith's been hearing from one travel agent in Leeds who's looking forward to welcoming back customers. Well, it's time for the weather now with John. It's been a cracker of a day, hasn't it?
Finally tonight, no sooner has a world record breaker from North Yorkshire completed the challenge of single-handedly rowing across the Atlantic than the next wave of competitors is putting their oar in for the escapade next year.
Yes, Jasmine Harrison, you may remember, became the youngest woman at 21 to finish the Talisker Challenge at the weekend. But now a mixed international team, including an architect from Sheffield, have the record books in their sights, as Grace Melody Gardner has been finding out.
You just imagine Baby Shark.
All the way across the Atlantic.
3,000 miles across the Atlantic.
And nowhere to go.
Baby
you can't
shark,
escape.
Shark, shark.
The very best of luck to them. We'll be following that next time. Well, here's John.
Thanks very much indeed, John. That is it from us. Our next update's at 10:30.
The national and international stories are coming next with Mary Nightingale.
But for now, from the whole team on Calendar, thanks very much for watching and a very good night.
Bye-bye. Hello and welcome to ITV News. This is the late update from Calendar. And with just 11 days before schools fully reopen their doors, there are fears that pupils in our area may face being sent back home again because COVID infection rates are higher than anywhere else in the country. It comes as it's been confirmed that GCSE and A-level exams will be scrapped and replaced with teacher assessments. John Hill reports. Women in Hull are being urged not to let fears about COVID put them off from having routine breast screenings. More than half of all women invited for mammograms in the city in November delayed their appointments or failed to turn up, prompting fears that many people could be missing out on potentially life-saving cancer treatment. Jonathan Brown reports. Well, our political programme Last Orders is back after this bulletin. Here's Harry Horton with details of what's in store. Harry, thanks very much. Well, finally, with more of us taking exercise close to home because of lockdown rules, it's being claimed that there's been an unintended impact on farmers' crops. And it's all being blamed on walkers wanting to avoid muddy paths, as Adam Fowler reports. Well, that's the news. Now, here's John with the weather. John, thank you. That's just about it from me for now. Don't forget our political programme Last Orders comes straight after this. Our next bulletin is tomorrow morning. That's just after 6 in Good Morning Britain. But from all of us here on the Lates team, good night.